honestly, guys, sometimes I think I love football too much. I actually think I love football way too much because why was I so excited to watch the Carabao Cup? Why was I so excited to watch the Carabao Cup? Let me tell you why I was so excited. Because I saw Max Dowman starting. I saw Ethan Waneri starting. I saw Ryan CHERKI starting. And I saw Nick Voltemada starting. I said, yeah, today I'm going to feast. Today I'm going to see ballers ball. And listen, I know for some reason in this era, people hate on technical ability. People don't like seeing them players. They put them as aesthetics. They put them as FIFA Street players, as futsal players, as F2 freestylers. But for me, that's the type of footballers I love to see. And these guys don't get to feature week in, week out. Well, Voltemada does. CHERKI's obviously been injured. But Ethan and Down and Max don't really get to play too much. And today, my belly's full. Genuinely, my belly's full. Voltemada goal and some silky touches. We're going to talk about him. Ryan CHERKI. If I speak, I've spoken enough. I've spoken enough about this player, but we are going to speak about him. Max Dowman showing his talent again, and Ethan Waneri getting a goal. Shout out to ISMALIA SARR as well, because if anybody knows me, yes, I love the technical blah, 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 but I've always thought that ISMALIA SARR, I've got tweets going back to 2020, that this guy is a good player, even from Watford, that I was like, yo, I think he can play for a bigger club. But you know what? Crystal Palace is actually perfect for him. Crystal Palace, for what they're doing, their trajectory is actually perfect. But today, the results were pretty mad, you know. Liverpool got absolutely smoked. By the way, shout out to the new multi-view thing, because I was watching like 15 games at a time. Life is good. But let me just get up the results for you guys. Chelsea 4-3. We're going to talk about Liam Delap. Brother, we know you're a hard man. We know you know what I mean? We know all of that, but that was unnecessary. Them 2 yellows in 7 minutes is absolutely ridiculous. And Chelsea's red cards are just piling up this season. What is that, the 6th or 7th red card this season? Liverpool absolutely smashed 3-0. And when you look at the lineup, let me start there quickly before I go into a couple of things. When you look at the lineup, for me, that's just the disrespect to the tournament from Onslaught. And Onslaught came out and said, this is the tournament that Liverpool use to play their kids. I don't know if somebody needs to remind Onslaught that this is the tournament that Liverpool have won the most times. I'm not sure if he saw Klopp play a bunch of kids in the final through injury, that this is Liverpool's tradition, but Liverpool actually kind of take this tournament kind of serious. They've won it the most times of any club in England. And for him to say that and lose 3-0 at Anfield, I don't care if Lies, Sharky, Lee Ban, and I don't care if SDS were on the pitch. I don't care if Fuad Kadani was on the pitch. You can't lose 3-0 at Anfield, especially on the run of form that you are in. You've lost 4 on the bounce in the Premier League, and now you have lost at 3-0 at home against Crystal Palace. I don't care what guys are on the pitch. That ain't going to go down with the Liverpool fans. At home, they spent their time, they spent their money at the end of the day to turn up to that stadium to watch a bunch of kids get smashed. And it ain't like, oh, we're doing it because we need to focus on the league. You're getting pumped 4 in a row in the league. You've got Villa, you've got City next. Good luck to Liverpool. It could end up being 6 losses in a row at that rate and at this rate. And at that point, I think Arne Slot job is in serious trouble. I'm looking forward to seeing what he says at the end of the game, but he's starting to lose his marbles. Onslaught is starting to lose his marbles. But let's get on to... Let me talk about Ryan CHERKI, man. Let me talk about Ryan CHERKI. Guys think it's a joke when I say this guy is like a freak of nature talent. I don't care if people are going to say Swansea, blah, 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 blah. Watch football with your eyes. Ryan CHERKI, what he can do with a football, the passing ability, everything that he does goes forward. He line breaks consistently. He plays in his motion. He makes teams play at his tempo. Right foot, left foot, dink passes, forward punched passes, 1-2s, sets. He has every range of pass off both feet. The dribbling ability, that one step over, because he can go either way. Gets down the line, puts in there. If someone like Erling Haaland was on the pitch, that's a goal. Gets the ball, boom. Through ball through to Marmoush. What a finish from Marmoush. Then he decides, do you know what? I'm bored of running this show. I'm bored of running this game. I'm going to go and get myself a goal because I know all this era I care about is GA. You know what? I'm going to give you an assist, Marmoush, and I'm going to get my own. This guy is a mad, mad talent, and people are starting to realize Pep needs to get this guy into the starting 11 as quickly as possible. I understand he's been injured, and he even looked like he got injured after scoring. But the minute this guy gets fit, Haaland is probably going to score even more goals because there's not one player on that Manchester City team that has his level of creativity, his level of ability, and his level of vision. There's just nobody. There's just nobody. And I'm putting that out there even for the league in terms of natural born talent. This guy has it. This guy has it. And people want to put him in this box of, oh, he's going to be a Ben Arfa. He's going to be a Tarap. If you watch Tarap, you know it, bro. Stop watching the championship. It's not that type of it's not that type of level. So it's not that type of level. And by the way, when people use Ben Arfa as a slander, Ben Arfa was a mad footballer, but he just didn't get it right up here. But with a manager like Pep, if he can get it right up here for CHERKI, the sky's the limit, and people are starting to realize that the sky's the limit. He's an absolutely crazy player. Crazy player. But Man City, with a little scare, end up getting their 3-1. Max Dowman and Ethan Nwaneri. I saw Haaland combined for the Ethan Nwaneri goal when you had Miles Lewis-Skelly get down the line and put the ball across to Ethan. And the one thing about Ethan, I think his best attribute is his ball striking ability. You look at some players like Mesut Ozil, you look at some there's just some footballers in the world football where you just think to yourself, imagine if they had ball striking ability. And again, that's something that you just either have it or you don't. And Nwaneri has it. When it comes to ball striking, when it comes to being able to like just finish, the guy has that on lock, and his finish was lovely. Whipped it across his body into the bottom corner after linking up with Miles Lewis-Skelly. And of course, Max Dowman, bright performance again, 15 years old, going past big men as if they're not even there. You know, you're still going to, of course, have to learn. I saw somebody said he's a top 10 winger in the world. Bit too far. I know he wants to use it for, like, if Dowman becomes a crazy player, he'll go back to it. But that's a bit too far. But, hey, the talent on this boy, this is the thing. So if this guy doesn't go on and become a GOAT, people will probably turn around and say he was never that good anyway. But you can see this guy at 15 years old is doing things 15-year-olds shouldn't do. Doing things 15-year-olds shouldn't do. And you look at he was on a pitch with Eze, you look at Norgard, all these experienced guys, and I was looking at Max and thinking, you belong here. You belong here. And it's against Brighton. It wasn't against no scrubs. It was against the good Brighton team. And again, my belly's full. Max Dowman, Ethan, Ryan. But the guy that I'm absolutely loving this season, who I didn't know nothing about, it's just one under-21 performance, is Nick Voltemada. This guy, you know what I love about Nick Voltemada is that he's got the feet. He's got the silky touch. He's got what you want to see and make you, oh, wow. But then he scores headers. He doesn't give a damn. He's 6'5". It's not like, oh, I'm just going to be this flimsy. No. I'm going to put my head where it hurts. And today, header, keeper, Kingsley, absolutely terrible. But he put his head where it hurts. And he got rewarded for it. Just a neat football player with bravery to actually go and score headers. And the guy's taken Newcastle by storm. Isak, they're not really missing him. I think Newcastle are slowly going to climb up the table as well. At home, Tottenham have the best away record in the league right now. That was their first loss away from home. But Newcastle were too much for them, in my opinion. Yes, Spurs had some opportunities. You saw with the Richarlison had an opportunity. You saw Pape Sarr have an opportunity. But when I look at Newcastle, for me, they could have scored even more as well. I thought it was a really good performance. Typical of Newcastle. High energy, flipping pace, power. Exactly what you expect on a late kickoff at St. James's, man. But honestly, when I look at Voltemada, I'm just so impressed. He's actually somebody I want to watch. And it's not often you say that about big number 9s, but he is actually somebody I want to turn on my TV and watch. And I was looking out for him. How can I forget? Probably, maybe the finish of the day. I liked Ismalia Sarr's second finish. But one of the finishes of the day, Esteval. Now, Chelsea, I know they're probably breathing a sigh of relief. They're not going to walk away from this too happy. 4-3, went to 4-2, and they conceded straight away. But you see Esteval's finish. Guys, today is a day for all the technical ability lovers. You guys call us aesthetic merchants. Hazard also went into the Hall of Fame. Today is the day for the aesthetic merchants. Today is the day for the technical ability lovers. You know, they call us that. But that finish from Esteval, mistake from Wolves, but just think. And again, you forget about how young he is as well. Esteval, Ethan, Max, CHERKI, Voltmarder. I'm moved. I'm moved. I'm very, very, very moved. I'm very moved. I'm not going to lie, guys. You know, I never look forward usually to the Carabao Cup. But today I saw these type of players and I said, I want to actually tap in. I actually want to tap in. And it actually annoys me even more that Manchester United are not in this competition. It actually annoys me. Like, we should be in this competition. How can we get knocked out by Grimsby, who got battered by Brentford 5-0? Absolutely crazy. But now you're looking at it, you're thinking Palace are through, City are through, Arsenal through, Chelsea through, Newcastle are through. Those are probably going to be one of the winners coming from there, because the rest of it is Brentford. You got Fulham, you got Cardiff. Yeah, Brentford, Fulham, Cardiff, Man City, Arsenal, Palace, Chelsea, Newcastle. Making up for a decent next rounds, you know. Decent next rounds. I'm waiting to see the Liverpool fallout, but Onslaught, it looks like the tide is turning on him quickly. This is dark times for Liverpool. This is dark time for Onslaught. Guys, like, share, subscribe, turn notifications on. Just wanted to give you guys a quick one. Hey, a certain man wearing this badge just bagged again 25 GA this season already. Harry Kane, and we're only in October. Goodness me, I thought this might be the year where maybe someone can knock on the door to start for England. Yep, let's just bury that, chat. You know what I mean? Let's just bury that. But guys, like, share, subscribe, turn notifications on. Big love for all the support as always. Road to 60K. It's your boy CultureCams. Hope you enjoyed this late night one. I'm out. Peace.